about your wife in the Northwestern game. You haven't lost yet. Because of that control thing that you say is more of a through the week than a Saturday thing, inevitably, I assume, unless you're the greatest of all time, you'll eventually lose a game somewhere. Will you be able to handle that? Will you be able to handle that better than you handled it as an assistant coach, or will you feel more like you're in charge?
No, I'll feel it more. Yeah, I'll feel it more. And it's one of those things that you worry about, you feel anxious about sometimes, but all you can do is, as you get closer to the game, is just go and be aggressive as you can, and go fight as hard as you can, and just be the competitor that, when you used to play, that's what you do. And you try not to worry about that stuff, but in the back of your mind, you understand what's at stake, and the people that are counting on you to do well, and the expectations here, and I get all of that. I told you that from the beginning, but at the end of the day, when you're in it, you can't worry about that. You just got to go as hard as you can and fight as hard as you can, and just trust that everything you're doing is going to work.
Front row left, Doug.
Along those lines, no offense to anywhere else you've been, but almost everywhere in football, losing is part of the deal, right? I mean, Boston College or Temple or New Hampshire, in the NFL, I mean, nobody goes undefeated. What was it like when you got here for the first time and it was like, oh, what's the deal here? And the deal here is like, oh, you can't lose. Like, what was that any kind of adjustment of, it's normal to lose here and there, but with the way this system is set up at a place like this, a loss can kill you.
Yeah. I mean, I guess there's a little bit of adjustment there, but at the same time, it's all about what your expectations are, and every place has their own expectations. And if you don't meet those expectations, then it's failure. And the expectations here are as high as they could be, and you just have to accept that, and figure out the culture and how that makes sense, and how to put the guys in the best position to meet those expectations, and you go from there.
Justin throwing the ball. You guys have made a lot of, they look easy throws from the hash to the far sideline on those little 10, 12-yard outs. You started the game against Northwestern with one, and then the guy knocked out Austin's hands. But that looks like it's there for you guys a lot. It obviously can't be as easy to execute that as you guys sometimes make it look. What is required for you guys to be able to do that repeatedly, and you have done that all year?
Yeah, I think that the timing and the work that's put in during the week of understanding, the structure of the defense, where the ball needs to go. I think Justin's done a good job of, seeing, okay, here's the coverage, this is where the ball needs to go. I think the receivers have done a good job spacing out the routes, creating separation, and then making the throw and the catch, but then also the protection that comes with it. I mean, the passing game can look real foolish if there's no protection. But it all comes down to identifying what it is, practicing it, and then being competitive excellent during the game, and that's kind of what's gone on so far. We got to keep that rolling.
What's the arm strength that Justin needs, or any quarterback needs, to be able to make that throw look easy?
Arm strength's a funny thing, and being a quarterback guy, we could talk for hours about what arm strength really is. It's not really the strength of your arm physically. It's all about sequencing and how you can take energy from the ground up. And he does an excellent job of that. But so much of it has to do with your footwork and making sure your cleats are in the ground, and then you're driving the football. And some guys just have naturally better whip than other guys. They can push the ball down the field, but and there's a certain level of just natural ability and understanding that. But I think a lot of it is coaching and understanding, the footwork and timing up the footwork to make sure that the ball comes out at the right time and with the right pace.
And he's been good at that.
Yeah, he's been very good at that. Again, is he perfect? No, but he's doing a good job so far.
And I don't know that we've asked this generally. Jonathan Taylor, he's good. Why is he good? What do you see with the guy?
Why isn't he good? I mean, he's strong, fast. He can change direction. He's powerful. Guys bounce off of him. Runs with an attitude. A lot of guys who are that big don't have the agility that he has. He's got good agility. He can run away. He's good out of the backfield. He's caught the ball. I mean, he's kind of an all-purpose back.
Final couple individuals questions. Fourth row right, Joe.
Defensively, one of the biggest issues last year seemed to be stopping the run. This year, you guys only allowing about 2.5 yards per carry. How do you see you guys' ability to stop the run this year, and how important have those for your guys been?
Well, I know this is going to be the biggest challenge of the year, and it's a major challenge for the guys up front in the front seven and in the secondary. These guys are big, strong, physical. They're going to try to move us off the ball, and obviously Taylor is as good as there is in the country. So we'll find out after Saturday, find out where we're at with this thing. I think we've done a good job of defeating blocks and winning the line of scrimmage, but this will be the ultimate test when you play Wisconsin.
And fourth row inside right, Wyatt.
Master Teague is fifth in the Big Ten in rushing, and coming from questions early on about who the second back would even be, did you expect him to have this type of impact so early on for him?
I didn't have a lot of expectations other than getting him healthy and seeing what he could do. But he is a good change of pace, and he's done a good job of when he goes in there, running with his pads down, and when he gets in the open field, he's done a good job of pulling away. But he put a lot of work in terms of with Tony understanding the different schemes and where to hit this thing. Last year at this time, didn't really see some of those hits, but he's doing a good job of it with his footwork, seeing the holes, hitting the hole, kind of being slow through, fast too, and the whole thing. So he's done a good job.
Great. Coach, thank you very much.